What's up guys, my name's Brandon, and today Apple released iOS 12.4.6 for older devices that are not supported on iOS 13, and this update comes about 2 months after the release of iOS 12.4.5, which I also covered here on the channel back in January. So in this video, of course, we're going to be taking a look and seeing what's changed, if anything, and whether or not you should update. So we're going to be taking a look at this on my iPhone 6 here specifically, but I have also installed this on the iPhone 5S over here as well. So you can see here the size for my iPhone 6, it came in around 40 megabytes from 12.4.5. It will be a little bit larger if you were on an older version, but it is going to be a very small update if you've been keeping up with these software updates and you were on 12.4.5 before this. Now if we go to our settings and then go to general about, and take a look at the build number here, you can see the build number for this update is 16G183. And if we scroll down to the modem firmware, you can see there it's 7.80.04, which is the exact same as 12.4.5. So if you were having connectivity issues in any way, those will most likely still persist here in 12.4.6, although not one person in my last video on 12.4.5 reported any type of issues with cell signal. So now what's changed in iOS 12.4.6? And first of all, this is iOS 12, so nobody should really be expecting much at all from these updates in terms of features or changes that you can visually see. We're over a year into iOS 12, and Apple's main focus, of course, is on iOS 13 and iOS 14 now. So the main reason for these small updates are to patch security vulnerabilities and to possibly fix performance, battery life, or cell connectivity issues. Just minor things like that. Unfortunately, we're not going to be getting dark mode or anything like that on our iPhone 6 or iPhone 5S. I wish it would come in a software update, but the reality is we're just not going to get that at any point. But anyways, as you guys know, these older devices were affected with some pretty nasty vulnerabilities and exploits on earlier versions of iOS 12. Even kind of recently, like iOS 12.4.4 patched up some really nasty vulnerabilities. So Apple is trying to stay on top of things and, patch up any CVEs so that you iPhone 5S and iPhone 6 users are staying safe and secure. Now, when you get the update, you'll notice that Apple only said provides important security updates and is recommended for all users. They didn't really say anything else besides that. And of course, that's the main reason for this update. But if you go to their support page here where it talks about the actual fixes, security fixes for all their software, you can see here iOS 12.4.6, it says this update has no published CVE entries. And you can see here it shows all the devices compatible or affected. So it doesn't show anything there that's been fixed, but that doesn't mean that nothing's been fixed. It just means that nothing was made public. Of course, Apple wouldn't even push out this update if there was nothing to fix. So clearly there are some back-end security patches that are just not made public via CVE entries. So I know that some of you guys on the iPhone 5S and iPhone 6 are jailbroken, and luckily Checkra1n will work on this latest update just as it did with iOS 12.4.5. And of course, if you still have not jailbroken and you don't know how to jailbreak, there's plenty of tutorials here on YouTube. This is Checkra1n. This is going to be how you jailbreak your iPhone 5S or iPhone 6 on the latest software versions. Now, in terms of performance, iOS 12.4.6 seems to be exactly the same as iOS 12.4.5. I've not noticed any difference in the two. Now, of course, I don't use these older devices very often on the channel, but when I did cover iOS 12.4.5 a couple months back, I did use these for a few days, so I am familiar with how they perform. And 12.4.6 feels exactly the same as 12.4.5 in terms of performance. I even ran a Geekbench test as well, and you can see here the Geekbench score, single core 333, multi-core 629. Those are about identical to 12.4.5 as well. I believe the single core was just a few points higher here on 12.4.6. So if anything, it did improve performance a little bit, but you're really not going to notice it at all in day-to-day usage. Now, of course, I would still not recommend trying to play any intensive games on these older devices like PUBG or anything like that. I mean, you could try, you're probably going to get bad graphics and have a lot of lag, but I would just stick to games like Subway Surfer or puzzle games or, Roller Coaster Tycoon, things that are a lot less intensive just so you can actually enjoy your experience here on your iPhone 5S or iPhone 6. Now, RAM management is also not terrible on iOS 12.4.6 here. Again, it's probably going to be exactly the same as 12.4.5, but I've actually been kind of impressed how it will keep applications open longer than I expected, especially with just having 1 gigabyte of RAM. So of course you can't have a ton of applications, like every application open and just be able to go right back into it without a reload, but it's not terrible. And I've definitely seen an improvement over the course of iOS 12 on the iPhone 6 and 5S. Now in terms of battery life, of course, battery life once again is going to be exactly the same as it was on 12.4.5. There's been no improvement there. You can see my battery health currently on my iPhone 6 is at 94%. Of course, if yours is in the 80s or below 80, I would recommend getting a new battery or just updating your device, upgrading your device overall. But I'm on 94% and battery life has been perfectly fine for me on 12.4.5 and on 12.4.6. It seems to be about the same. I would not expect any kind of improvement here with battery. So should you update to iOS 12.4.6? And I say yes. Even if you're jailbroken or want to jailbreak, you can do so on this latest version. So there's really no reason not to. You get the security enhancements, the security patches to keep your device secure. You can still jailbreak. You might possibly see an improvement to performance, probably not to battery life, but there's really no downside at all to updating. So, and especially because it's a very small update, what was it, 40 megabytes here. So even if you're on a 16 gigabyte device, you're not going to really have any downside at all with updating. So yes, I would definitely recommend updating your iPhone 5S or iPhone 6 to iOS 12.4.6. And I feel like I'm going to say this in every iOS 12 update video, but this continued support is just amazing. And the future is very bright for iPhones that may not be supported with future versions like iOS 14, 15, 16, and so on, because at least you can still expect security patches even after your device is not, supported by that latest software update. So it's just awesome that Apple is doing this on these 6+ devices. Android would never. But anyways, that's pretty much it for iOS 12.4.6. Let me know if you guys want me to keep doing these older device software update videos. I've only done one, I believe, with 12.4.5. And you guys seem to like that one. So if you want me to keep covering these, let me know down in the comment below. I don't forget about you old timers with these old phones. I know not everybody can afford the latest and greatest, so I don't want to leave you guys out with my content here. So just let me know in a comment down below if you want me to continue doing these. And of course I will for you guys. You can also let me know by giving this video a thumbs up if you don't feel like commenting. But anyways, guys, that's pretty much it. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you soon.